The pick is in.
And the Philadelphia Flyers have made a selection in the 2024 NHL Draft. I'm Gil Martin. We are joined by Rachel Donner from Locked On Flyers to break down the Philadelphia Flyers selection of Jett Luchanko with the 13th pick, presented by Indeed. There is no I in team, but there is one in Indeed, and that's the hiring platform you need to build yours. To upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/lockedon. So, Rachel, were you surprised by the trade back by the Philadelphia Flyers?
Not really, because the way the board had gone, there were several players available that I thought the Flyers might pick. And so you might as well pick up an additional draft pick. It is for next year's draft, but I knew they were going to be okay with at least 3 of the guys left on the board.
And why Jett Luchanko?
Yeah, this is a real interesting pick because he certainly was not the top center on the board. And we knew that the Flyers were going to target a center or a defenseman, depending on the best available at the time. And with Matvei Michkov ostensibly coming over to the Flyers real soon, we need a center for him. And I think the de facto thought was Konsta Helenius, but they let him go by for Jett Luchanko, who I picked on Locked On Flyers when we did an episode about if there's a reach pick that the Flyers would make, who would it be? And I picked Jett Luchanko because, he is, a center / winger. He may end up to be more of a winger, but he really is a dynamic player and has a lot of characteristics that the Flyers love to see. And he is really fast. He is really physical. And I just think this is just a Flyers kind of guy, which is why I thought he would be that reach pick.
How far off do you think he is from playing in the NHL?
I mean, I think he's 2 to 3 years away. I think he plays his, couple more years in the OHL, with the age restrictions he has to anyway. But what's also interesting about him is that he's young. He's 17 at the moment and doesn't turn 18 until August. And so he has so much more runway than some of these other guys in this draft. And I think like the timing of him coming to the Flyers is going to be at a good time based on his skill set, because it could be that Konechny will start to be on the downswing at that time, presuming Konechny is still around, that is. But I think that this is a good pipeline guy for that kind of role.
All right. Well, for more on the Flyers, subscribe to Locked On Flyers on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. And now for more on Jett Luchanko, let's get an inside look on his path to the NHL.
Is Jett Luchanko the speediest two-way centerman available in the 2024 NHL Draft class? I'm Sebastian High from Locked On NHL Prospects, ready to give you a breakdown of his game. Luchanko is a 5'11", 183-pound left-shot centerman who played with the Guelph Storm in the OHL last season, where he racked up 74 points through 68 games. He's a really deft playmaker who's able to create through his high motor, his quick feet, and his really good vision in the offensive zone. But his defensive impact is just as strong. This is a very versatile player that we're talking about. He played his absolute best hockey of the season at the U18 World Championships for Team Canada on their road to a gold medal victory, where he's even able to elevate players of the caliber of Tej Aginla. Stylistically, think a player along the lines of a Casey Middlestat. He could even be NHL ready in about 2 to 3 seasons. For more on Luchanko and all other 2024 draft eligibles, you can check us out at Locked On NHL Prospects on YouTube or wherever you find your podcasts.
And for continuing coverage of the 2024 NHL Draft, subscribe to Locked On NHL on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. It's all part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.